Happy Monday.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good. I'm so excited to be doing our People Like Us special edition RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 7 review, Episode 3.
Oh my God, that's a mouthful. Ru would be proud.
I was going to be like, it's our second episode, but it's really Episode 3 because there was 2 episodes last week. But I thought, let me leave that part out.
Yeah. Well, you needed to catch a breath at some point.
Oh my goodness. But I am so excited. Of course, we are reviewing RuPaul's Drag Race. This is our special edition show. We'll do all of the regular show tomorrow at 8 p.m. So if you're watching for the first time, tune in tomorrow for our regular standard weekly show.
And welcome.
And, what's that?
And welcome.
And welcome, new people. Hello, humans. So I think that we're going to get right into it. We're going to just jump right in because it's going to be a shorter show. I think this show, that's not what I'm trying to show you. It's totally fine.
Well,
that's just us because we're cute.
That's just us. Yeah.
Okay, so we're on episode 3. So we got to know the girls a little bit more, right? We've seen them a little bit more for, if you didn't know them before, because some of them are newer, international and all this stuff. I thought the beginning of this episode was so funny when Jinx walked in celebrating and screaming. And then a few seconds later, Shay walks in and made up that whole story about the plunger having more meaning than it did. And nobody understanding if she was being honest or not honest. Thought it was so funny that Trinity's like, and just went with it.
Yeah, they were confusing the shit out of everybody. And it's so funny because they just eat up all the drama. Yeah. I'm like sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, where, it wasn't until somebody was like, you know what? Like, who cares? Like, I was like, yeah, that.
But it was so funny because Jada was like, oh, no, they're not kidding. They're not kidding. Are they kidding? Like,
yeah.
It was good.
I was like, they're so silly.
It was really, really good. But of course, that's the show, right? So they're experts at creating all of this drama. And then, okay, so we find out that this week we are going to be focused on Wheel of Fortune as a theme because they start by playing this game where they have to spin the wheel and then they get to find out which color they will land on for one of the categories of the week. So, man, oh man, there was also money on the wheel and some people won it and then lost it. And then it's just like Wheel of Fortune, which made perfect sense because the categories this week by RuPaul were, of course, Vanna White Realness and then also Before and After and Realness of Fortune Eleganza. So obviously all a play on Wheel of Fortune.
She looks so good.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
Does your hair not
I have to just interject a minute. She looks so good.
Does your hair not permanently flow in the wind?
No, I tried actually for today's show and I just couldn't get it to work. So I went way the other way with it.
Well, yeah, I agree. She looks amazing. Great
color. I love that color on her. And even the makeup, the earrings, it's so delicate. I loved it. I really did like it. I was like, she's so
good. And the whole leg was out. I don't have a picture with the leg, but the whole leg was out.
The whole leg was out.
So just to be clear on the categories before we get into the runways. So the first one, obviously, we are imitating our special invited guest, Miss Vanna White. Oh my God. I was like, I love this woman my whole life.
It's so you did your whole life? You loved her?
Yes, my mom loves Wheel of Fortune. We watch it every day.
Oh my God, that's so funny. I mean, obviously, I know of her and I know of the show and it would play in the background and stuff sometimes. But in my house, I grew up and it was novelas and Univision all day long. So we didn't get a lot of American channels on. But she looks amazing. I was like...
I don't remember her age, but I Googled her and she's in her mid-60s. I think I want to say 65. I was like...
She looks so good.
Okay, Vanna. Okay. I mean... Look, she has probably had a very fit life because her entire life is getting her steps in from one side to the other side.
But she did it so graciously and she did it with such poise.
Yeah, poise. So the first round, they're going to imitate their Vanna White. They're going to make a, game show hostess. The second round, Before and After. This is the hardest category for people to understand, even on Wheel of Fortune. And so for anybody who is a little confused, it's okay. It's, there's two words and there's a middle word in the middle that links them to make the second word, moving right along. And then
give an example. What do you mean moving right along? Give an example.
So like Grace Kelly Clarkson, it's Grace Kelly and Kelly Clarkson. So it's Kelly's the linking word. So those are the examples, but we're going to go into their runways and I'll tell you all of theirs.
So there's a word that links the two together. Got it.
Yes. Like I'm trying to think of another one real quick.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. It's all right. Just go on through.
All right. I did absolutely love all of their shocked faces when they ran. This was when they ran away, when they came out to the runway and they saw Vanna. This reaction reel, and I love like they're letting them be very like transparent, like the way they literally was like laughing. They didn't cut any of that. I think this was genius, and I enjoyed it very much. Like Jinx's face, and she was like, like that's awesome. What a great reaction.
Well, yeah, it's very raw. Like they literally wanted to capture their raw reaction, which was awesome. So they're and it's funny that they all had very similar reactions.
Some of them took a little longer.
Stop it. Yeah, it was so good.
So we'll talk as we go, but I mean, I just loved it. So we're gonna start with Miche Coulee. This was her Vanna White realness look. So what did you think?
Miche Coulee. I absolutely loved it. There's such elegance in what she's wearing.
Yeah.
I mean, everything from the hair to the makeup to the way she was presenting herself.
Yeah.
It's, flawless. I loved it. When she came out, I was like, wow. I loved it.
So I will say this, I thought it was white, and it's just they have very hard light on set, and you can see like here in the GIF, you can see it has a lot of white, but I was like, it's not white at all. Yeah. No. So that was my initial reaction, like, why is she wearing white more than once on the runway? And so as we did last week, some of these girls took professional photos of the look. So if I found those photos, I'm sharing them because look how great those photos look. Like, oh my God, I loved it so much. So yeah.
So good.
Super
yeah, no,
fun.
I loved it. I could tell, I noticed it was a blush pink, but
I do think just the lighting washed it out a little bit, but yeah, I mean, she looks great. Shea is the fashion queen. We all know this. Like, she's definitely, I mean, I think they're all competition, but she's got a lot of competition. And then her before and after was called Gold Tooth Fairy. So Gold Tooth and Tooth Fairy. Very interesting interpretation. The gold running down her arms is very much like Cardi B inspired. It's like all the watches from the Money video. And then her fairy, and then she has the gold tooth. I don't know. I sometimes I sit back and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to do nothing better. So what do I know? But yeah, I think she looked great. Am I frozen? Are we frozen? Am I not on? Am I on? All right. So yeah, Shea looked really, really great. I love this color. Pookie will be right back. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Yeah, but I love the color. I think she looks good. So definitely was creative and a creative take on that. And this wedding look, so her color that she got on the wheel was the white color. Okay. And so she, of course, chose to do her interpretation of a wedding look. She did this like Marie Laveau voodoo head wrap look, which was really, really cool. I loved it. I thought, again, creative, different. I mean, in some ways, a wedding look for a white color is very expected, right? It can be very predictable. And we have our guest returning back. Hello.
I'm back. Sorry, guys. Sorry.
No, the worst part is I'm like, am I on? Or you? Or someone? Is something? What's happening? But it's okay. We have people in the comments. They're like,
I'm sorry. I'm back. Did you miss me?
Yes, of course I missed you. I was like, I'm gonna talk to myself. No, but yeah, I love Shay's look. I was saying white wedding, a little bit predictable, but the way she twisted wedding and made it like the head wrap, the Marie Laveau voodoo-esque, like, and just the look, like that look right there on that right, the poise of it all. So, but you love this, right?
Yes, I absolutely love this look. I love the head wrap. I love the way that she dressed it up with the, the middle detail, and that it's just everything. I love
Yeah.
the actual sleeves made out of the tulle. Like, I just loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, very creative. I was saying, like, sometimes I look at these girls. We were talking about the last look, and I was like, I don't know what else they could have done or how much more creative I could be. So sometimes it feels weird to even try to critique them because it's like, y'all are amazing.
Oh my God. Yeah.
So
It's kind of like, well, I could
yeah,
never do that. But she and her body
yeah, the
on
body,
point.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So we're gonna
Which
move on to Miss Jada Essence Hall. Her Vanna look, I absolutely loved the way she came out, and she was so happy, and she was the only one that made it very obvious that she was going ding, ding, like lighting the letters. I
Yeah.
thought pure gold, pure. I love like get into like the gimmicky of it. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love the dress, the elegance of the dress, and the simplicity of it.
Yeah,
It just works. It's very simple, but at the same time, it has like all the, the little glitter and the strips, and
yeah.
it's very flattering. I love that the opening is there, but it's not too high. It's still on the elegant, classy side. I just think she looks so pretty, and she did look very happy.
She
I will
was so
say that.
happy.
She was
Yeah, she
loving
said.
it.
I think she said this was the only white woman allowed in my house.
Oh, she looked good. I liked
Yeah,
it. She looked good.
really loved it. Good job, Jada. And then we go into her before and after, which is her bag lady in red. So bag lady, lady in red. And I thought, when you talk about bag lady, you think either of like somebody selling bags or carrying a lot of bags. The fact that her red dress was made, that was so good. Like her headpiece is a bag. It's so good. It's so good. Tens across the board.
I agree. I think it was very creative, and I think it got the point across so well. And
Yeah.
it's still, again, I love the elegance of it, of the dresses where they're able to pull it all off and it still looks like I would wear that. You know what I mean? It doesn't
It's
look
so cool.
as crazy as it sounds. It doesn't look like costumey to me. It still looks like a beautiful dress.
Is she eating
Just
a Twizzler? Is that what?
she did have a Twizzlers. And the way she snapped it,
I love it. I love it.
it was
And
good.
then
I love it.
her color look, right? Her realness of Fortune Eleganza, she got the color black, which black can be one of the most, like, I think it can be safe and it can be traditional, but it can also be easy to make boring. And none of that happened here. So I love what she did with all the textures and the details and the shapes and the cutting. I thought it was amazing. Amazing.
Well, what I want to say, and then I'm sure I will reiterate throughout this whole show, the fact that they're making these dresses, how talented.
Like in a day.
They're amazing. I had no idea. I see them cutting it up and I'm like, what are they doing? And they're making their own dresses. I was just in awe.
Yeah.
Not only with the design idea, the fact that they have this huge visualization and they're so creative. And then not only all of that, it's not like, hey, make me this dress. No, I'm going to make it too. It
Yeah.
was, I mean,
Yeah,
hats
there's a
off
lot
to
of
them.
designers out there that they are the more brains of it, and then they send it out to be made. Like for you to be able to draw it, design it, color it, cut it, sew it, like, but yeah, she killed
Yeah.
it.
I loved it. I thought it was a right amount of like naughty and,
Yeah. So
it
then
was
we're
a,
gonna move on to somebody who I was a little confused. Miss Evie Oddly, I don't know what about this says Vanna White at all. The
you know who she
hair,
looks like?
like the Flintstones lady.
No, like the Disney the Disney movie with the red hair and the wild
Brave?
girl, and she was. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, she gives me
It,
Brave.
it's not like a terrible look overall for a. I don't get it. I'm just like, why would
No,
you do this for Vanna
she
White?
doesn't look. She doesn't look bad,
It
but
just makes
I
no
don't think
sense.
she. Yeah.
Yeah. So then
So.
her pictures again, her pictures look super cool because again, it's not a bad look. It's just for the runway itself. I was like even the hair color alone, I was like, Vanna would never. So yeah, I wasn't so sure about that.
Yeah, I don't think she got the assignment, but I don't dislike it if it would have been a different category.
That's it. She misunderstood the assignment. So her before and after was Cardi B Arthur, meaning B Arthur from Golden Girls meets Cardi B, which I thought that was very clever and funny. And yeah, she does good with the cuckoo crazy. So Cardi's a good role model for that. I loved it.
Yeah, I do think this one she did understand the assignment. Um, and yeah, I think you're right. It was very suiting for her personality to just do something like Cardi because they're both out there and
Yeah.
funky and they don't care.
Yeah, I love these pictures that they're sharing. I think it's really cool that they show like behind the scenes
Yeah.
because they obviously test run the outfits. So it's cool that they took the time to take these photo shoots also. And then she landed on the color for her realness of Fortune Eleganza of pink. And I don't I don't know what to say. What? Like what are we doing here? Like I don't understand any of it. There I don't see eleganza, like elegance at all. It's just crazy. And like I get that Evie's the crazy one, but like I don't get any of it. I don't get it. I'm not buying it. I don't
Well, yeah. Listen,
anything to add?
she's out there. We all know she's out there. She loves being out there, and that's fine.
Yeah.
That's her style, and it's great. But this just kind of, I don't know. I feel like I'm looking at like bubble yum mixed with cotton candy, mixed with like the 80s, like the little chain. The girls, we had those little colorful little plastic chain jewelries type
Yeah.
thing. And then the fact that her face had like that weird covering.
It's a solid no for me.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't know, girl.
All right, so moving on to one of our favorites, Miss Trinity the Tuck. Miss Trinity the Tuck, of course, slayed her Vanna White realness. I thought this was amazing. The only critique I would give it, but I think it's because it's going 80s, is that I thought the eyes were a little way too dark. But other than that, I was like, whatever, who cares? Like, she looks amazing.
I loved it. I think I love the big hair going 80s, the big hair look. And the dress was so nice. I would wear that dress. I loved it. I was like, is there a red carpet premiere I can wear this to?
Yes, it's gorgeous. And again, I love the picture. Trinity for the win. Trin for the win. So cute.
Trin for the win.
So cute. Loved it. It. And for her before and after, she did RuPaul Charles II. So RuPaul Charles is RuPaul's name, and Charles II is a king, but it's so funny to me because I love how quick she is that Michelle Visage was like, who the hell knows who's Charles II? And she goes, I Googled her.
That's so funny. I knew who Charles II was. What was funny to me was the first part of it where it's like, wait, RuPaul Charles. Oh, okay. I'm like, I didn't register that at first. But she looks amazing.
She looks great. It's a RuPaul hairdo. It's a very glam drag look. It's a Prince look. If she closes the purple, it gives me RuPaul. If she opens it, it's some sort of king.
Yeah, and even like the puffy, like, the sleeves and stuff like that. That's very like back in the, yeah, I love it.
Yes.
I think then
for her realness of Fortune Eleganza, Miss Trinity got one of my favorite colors, the color I would have hoped to land on, red. And woo! Oh, I'm gonna make signs next week that say 10 because Trinity, the tuck, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh my Trinity. I have no word. I gasped. I've watched the episode 3 times. I love that every single detail is perfection. I love this. Love it.
We don't have a clip of when she turns around, right?
No. But we do have some photos that show a little bit more of the booty on the side.
I love it. I love when she turns around and she's like moves her hair. Like, by the
And
way,
look at that ridiculously long hair. As soon as I saw the hair, I was like, yes. I love all of it. I love all of it.
she
Every
looks
detail.
absolutely amazing. Again, I just so much credit given for the creativity, the putting it together, actually sewing it together.
It's insane.
She
It's
gives me
insane.
like she's giving me like a superhero. Like she could be the next superhero character.
She's
I
like
love it.
WandaVision, Catwoman-esque-ish,
I
whatever.
love it with Poison Ivy-ish. Like I love it. I love everything about
Amazing.
it.
And when you think about not only everything we've said, but when you look at that first picture, and even Rue said, like, how did you do that so perfectly? And she goes, math was involved. Because if the cut of that had been off by just a couple inches, it would have looked terrible because it would have made your body lopsided. Like, it has to be so precise. And not only did she make all of this, then she made props for it and still had time to run around the workroom to help other girls. I was like, what? Trinity.
Yeah.
And let's
Yeah.
just talk about how, even though, like, oh my God, she's so nice, so smart. So smart. I'm going to help all of y'all because then y'all better not be putting me on the block list. Like, she's brilliant. She's brilliant.
Well, I don't know if that's going to work because they don't really care. There's no
Well,
kind of loyalty going on in there.
yeah, because can we talk about how they are trying to create secret alliances and then they're telling everybody about their alliance? They're like, hey, all 6 of you, you want to hear about the alliance we're in?
I don't know how they think that's going to work.
It only works if it's actually a secret. I mean, it does work in other shows, but you can't tell everyone about it. You got to be more discreet about it.
No,
So,
I was Jada's like, I don't know about this. She's like,
I know. And Jinx is like, oh, I don't know. No.
he's like, I'm not sure. I can't.
It's all really good TV. I
It's
love
so
everything
funny.
that's happening. And then we have Miss Monet exchange with her Vanna White realness. What made her think that Vanna White's whole leg and ass would be ever out? Like, she looks pretty. The hair is great. Why is that whole leg out? Like,
There, for me, it has something to do with even like the texture of the dress that I don't love. I don't know what it is about it. I mean, she looks amazing. Her body
she
looks
looks
good.
great, yeah.
The hair looks good. But I almost feel like there's something about it looks like a cheap material almost. I don't know if that makes any sense. Like when you order something from Amazon and
It
it
looks like
comes, I've had
vinyl
dresses with
tablecloth.
that weird material. And I could be wrong, but I didn't love it.
So yeah, and her before and after was Bob the drag queen Elizabeth. So again, Bob the drag queen, Queen Elizabeth. If you don't know the reference, this is very confusing. So a couple things you'll see here. She's doing the purse first walk-in that Bob does. She's got a little bit of paint coming down and she's wearing the neon yellow of Bob the drag queen. And I'll show you a picture in a second. But of course, she's also just doing the queen, royalty, the wave, the pearls. So that was her mix of design. So, I mean, it's fine. But when you look at Bob, the drag queen's look, the level, I mean, I know it seems silly, but this competition's so hard, you have to be specific. The level of paint that Bob had down his face, had she done that level of paint, it would have at least helped me be like, oh, but it was like just like a little paint. It was like a little bit of Bob, the drag queen, Elizabeth. Yeah. So, it was a no overall for me. I understood what she tried to do. I just don't think it landed. Yeah. Anything to add? No.
It's weird because I don't hate it.
Yeah.
But I don't love it.
Yeah. And I
And
love that yellow color.
I don't know if it's the hat for me. I think if she would have taken the hat off
And just
and
done the
done like
paint
the paints, like the crate, like you're saying,
like
it
that.
would have been a little bit more impactful. I think it's the hat.
Yeah. And it's like she took her neck piece and made it the hat. And I'm like,
I
so
don't know. I
choices
mean,
were
if
made.
maybe some of the viewers can chime in and let us know what they think
Yeah.
about what we're saying. But yeah, I think if the hat would have been gone and maybe more of that colorful graffiti paint type thing, I think it would have looked better.
Yeah. And then we move on to her realness of Fortune Eleganza, and she got the color green. What'd you think about her green?
I loved this color green on her. I love the red hair. I was loving this whole look.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it too. But you know what I feel made me love it the most is all of that dancing. She
Yeah,
was
she was
so
having
full
fun
of
in it.
life.
She
She
loved it.
sold it.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, I loved the energy that she brought out wearing what she was wearing
Totally.
helped. Yeah.
I watched it and I was like, if you stop her and look at it, you're like, okay. I mean, it's pants that are ripped open a little bit, it's sleeves, and it's a halter. It's nothing really that creative. But the joy that she brought, I was like, yes, like I loved all of it. So yeah, and I mean, she looks great, great color.
And she made that one. So
Yeah, that waist. She knows how to cinch a waist.
oh yes, she does.
Moving on to Jinx Monsoon, who for her Vanna White realness, which was so funny because again, black is not really a color that Vanna would be known for, and Vanna was wearing black this evening, so she was like, "Thanks for the solid, Vanna."
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, loved it. Classic. She looked good. She and her again, her entrance when she saw Vanna, the way she screamed and laughed, favorite. Loved it.
It was good. The sleeves give me a little bit of like Morticia vibes,
Very
to
witchy.
be honest. But I didn't hate it. I it did give me a little bit of like,
Yeah,
Adam's family-ish, a little bit of that. But overall, she did good.
yeah. And then
She
her
kept it
before
simple.
and yeah, she kept it simple. It's a little witchy. It's a little witchy. But her before and after is Whatever Happened to Baby Jane Fonda, quite the title, which was a mixture of a movie called Whatever Happened to Baby Jane and Jane Fonda in a movie called Barbarella. So if you don't know these references, it was just like, okay, well, there she is, because I don't know what I'm looking at.
That was me. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah,
What is
it's
she
a
supposed to
little.
be?
Yeah. What are we doing here? And so I did, of course, include the reference for you guys because it was a harder one. So that is the two things that she put together, which is Joan Crawford and whoa, what just happened to my brain? And Jane Fonda in in Barbarella. So that's
Well,
what
I
she
think
did
she
there.
did good. I think the costume was really like
Right?
it
Like
was
when you see
awesome.
that and then you
Yeah.
see that, you're like, oh yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, she did good. Yeah, now that I know what she did great.
Good
She
job,
did a
Jane.
good job of mixing it and still adding like the colors and making it her own.
Yeah. And then she got her color for her realness of Fortune Eleganza is purple. And Jinx, a seamstress, is not. And I think she comes by it so honestly that you can't help but love her because it's hilarious to watch her literally sweat and be like, I'm not going to be able to do this very well.
The fact that she hot glued stuff together and that it held, that's like one hell of a hot glue.
Yeah.
As much as I feel for her in the sense of like, that sucks. Not everybody's a seamstress. Not everyone. You're in a competition where that's part of it, and you have to
Yeah.
be able to level up. And I feel like she's at a little bit of a disadvantage when it comes to that aspect of
Completely.
actually, making your own clothing.
Yeah.
She did her best, A for effort.
Yeah, and we got to remember, it's been like, I don't know, 10 years since Jinx been on TV. She could have learned to sew a little bit before coming back. Like, there is the opportunity. However, I do love what she said, where it was like, this is my one weakness, so enjoy this week, because she is a songstress, singer, actor, funny comedian. So she's like, it's all right, especially since they're not voting anybody off. But this is why I love that they're not voting people off, because Jinx could have been voted off this week, And there's so much that we're going to get to enjoy her for. And it's like, okay, so what? So this is not her strength. Let's get to see all that is her strength. So I'm excited that they're not going home because I would have hated to lose her.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, hey, I would have done worse. I would have just put a black paper a bag and just thrown rhinestones on it or
It's a
something.
cape. It's a cape. It's a poncho. Like if I cut a circle out in enough fabric to cover my body, it's some sort of outfit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just make sure you leave room for your arms.
We should make each other buy like a whole thing of fabric and we have to do it
We
live.
should not. We should not make each other do that.
Next week, tune in while we watch ourselves. We're gonna wear our maid outfits.
No, we're not.
Oh my God. So moving on to Raja in her Vanna White realness, which I loved this. I loved this. I thought it was pure 80s Vanna White. I absolutely loved this.
Yeah. She killed it. She killed the outfit with the hair and the makeup and the ruffles, coming out. Like, it was really good.
She just has the age of experience. She knows the references, and that's what it is. And I mean, come on. Look at that. Like, are you kidding? It's so good. And just so
and that color looks good on her too.
Really good. But just so you know, we have people in the comments that say they want us to go make our dresses. So we might have to have a design challenge next week.
Yeah, no, Jax. Unless you help me, I'm not doing that.
No, you can't have help. She's not Trinity. And then her before and after look. Okay, let's talk about her before and after. So her choice was Olivia Newton-John Waters. And you see Olivia Newton-John, yes. And her John Waters, she has this pencil thin mustache. That's it. And you can't even see it.
Like, I didn't see it. I didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
Until you told me. I was like, she has a mustache?
The viewers want us to
Patty, do it.
Yeah, so she's got the mustache. So I don't think this was great because of it was too weak of a combination. Yeah. And I have to just say, everything she's wearing here, she could have bought at any store in the mall, which is also a big no for me on Drag Race. Like, no. But then I have to look down every time because I'm never going to remember that. For her Realness of Fortune Eleganza, she got gold. And on that look, I thought she killed.
Yes, which is why I'm like, next, can we move on to her next look?
Oh my God, so good.
So good. She really did a wonderful job with this one. Again, this is a one that she made. And I'm going to reiterate that because I cannot even imagine.
Insane.
Yeah. There's
next week where we have to make this look.
Stop it. It's not going to happen. I cannot.
It's so happening. I'm sending you fabric right now.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh my God.
She was gorgeous. Amazing. I love the color. Detail. The contrast of the hair with the color gold. I mean, everything just went so well. I love it.
Completely loved it. Love the detail. Love the glasses. Love the just
everything. The poof on poof. It was like
perfect. And then moving on, we have Miss Vivian, who this was her Vanna White realness.
I loved it.
I did not.
I did.
What? You really did? You did?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if to believe you or not. No, you didn't.
Why would I lie?
You love this velvet, this Christmas Valentine's it's so bad.
I like it. You don't know what time of year it was when Vanna was announcing this specific. Maybe it was Christmas and it was winter and she was wearing it.
I almost hate every velvet dress that ever existed, but okay.
Okay, but I love it. And it's something that was very big in that time, whether you want to address it or not.
I mean, she looks pretty. I'm always going to love the Vivian's face. Her face can do no wrong, but for me, it was a no.
I liked it. And I liked the color. It was a light, it wasn't anything too crazy. I think
Yeah.
she looks elegant. I like it.
Okay. Yay.
Like
And
for
then we
real.
have her before and after, which was Princess Diana Ross. And so this was a very cute idea. I don't feel like she did a lot of the princess, except it was like in her acting. There wasn't much to her look that really made it princess-y, but then again, her joy, I don't have a clip of it, but her joy of her dancing to the Diana Ross look, I mean, it made it fun. So I liked it.
I do agree that if you don't know what she was, you wouldn't have known that Princess Diana was involved. But we're looking at a picture. If you did watch the actual clip or you saw the episode, she does act it out, so it does help.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely did help. And then her Realness of Fortune Eleganza look, she got blue, and this was her color choice or her wheel choice, right? What'd you think of the blue?
Are you going to believe me if I say it?
I mean, I really, really hope that you liked it more than the Crush Velvet.
Yes, I
Oh,
did.
just so you know, we've got somebody who said that this was a hard boot. So they're talking about which one? They're talking about the Diana Ross look. They didn't like it. They didn't like it. Oop. Or maybe they're talking about the pink. I don't know which one
Which
you're talking about.
one? Which one are you talking about?
Let it be the pink because. But the blue. Tell me that's
Why?
blue.
Because you want me to be wrong?
Yeah, of course. That's my favorite thing.
Well, listen, this is absolutely gorgeous. It's giving me like, Elsa. I loved it. She looks beautiful.
They
Princess
did not
Diana
like.
Ross.
They did
Ha!
not like Princess Diana Ross. Okay.
That wasn't
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah, she looks beautiful.
She just looks like an ice princess. I love it. She looks gorgeous. The
Yeah.
hair, the makeup, the accessory on the hair, the color, the earrings. I think she looks flawless. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah. And that is the runway. So I would love to know who was your top two.
Okay, so for me, I liked Miche Coulee. I liked her. I think her outfits were all on point. And Trinity.
And Trinity. If you're watching, comment who was your top two.
Yeah,
My top two was the correct answer, which was Jada and Trinity. I screamed it before because I just thought the way Jada did that red bag and the black look was so good. And then Trinity tends across the board. So that is the top two that was selected.
Those are my top two. That was and listen, I'm literally, can we please make note of this Mexican pizza? I can't.
If you don't know what they're talking about, on our regular show, we had some Mexican pizza last week. It had nothing to do with
we can't have that every week.
Just so
I can't. I started a new gym.
They're still available at Taco Bell, so you can go have one.
I love
so
it.
the top two, of course, were Jada Essence Hall and Trinity, and it was to Beyonce's Green Light, which is one of my favorite old school Beyonce songs. It reminds me of actually being in Club Pulse Orlando because that's when the song came out. And so Jada killed it. Jada killed it.
I agree. I think Rue made the right decision. As much as I love Trinity, she is not a good lip singer, in my opinion. She goes like bananas.
I think she's not showing you. And I think like a lot of people know how great of a lip syncer she is and has been. I think it's been a little off this season so far.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very like almost like comedic and she gets like, she was like flashing and she gets like nuts. And I'm just like, honey, keep it together.
Yeah, totally. But so they have the
lip sync.
She looked
amazing. She looks so good. She didn't need to do all that, but it is what it is.
I believe that the moment she knew it was Beyonce, she didn't feel like she had a chance, which is not true. She could have embodied the song and killed it, but I feel like she was just kind of like, meh, and just had fun with it and threw it.
Yeah. I mean,
I do
Jada did
wanna,
great. She definitely deserved it, in my opinion. So,
yeah.
what's this?
So I do want to bring up this comment. So this is a ball challenge. It should have been right in Raja's wheelhouse. She should have slayed this and made us all gag. What happened? So the thing is, I think she did slay the ball as far as her beginning and her exit. What made her not be in the top was that John Waters mustache. Like, but what she created and then her Vanna White look, like she's known to win the ball. That's where this comment's coming from. But I mean, I still think she did amazing. I just think that John Waters was not.
You think that's what maybe caused it not to be as good as she could have been?
Yeah, because think about her purple Vanna White and the gold at the end. Just put those two.
No,
It's like
they were amazing. She looked absolutely gorgeous in both of them. She killed it.
completely. And then, of course, we are getting this comment, which Jada Essence Hall is a lip sync assassin, which we know she's amazing. She is so good and so strong. Thank you so much for commenting along with us. We love that.
Yes.
Um,
Love the comments.
and so of course, what else did I ask? Who would you have? Oh, so we know who won your lip sync. Who would you have blocked?
Well, I honestly think the Vivian is underestimated. I really do think that. I think that I see something there, and I don't think she's like going under the radar. And I'm like, be careful for the quiet ones that, kind of stay to themselves. And that's who I would have blocked, because I do think she's underestimated. I think that she's gonna surprise a few people.
Completely. So I would have blocked Jinx just based on the fact that I know this is Jinx's weakest moment, which means next week she's probably going to do really good just by trade. But I also agree with the notion that we should have blocked Monet, as she's the one that's playing the most games and is the only one to have a star that hasn't been blocked yet. So I do believe that next week Monet's getting blocked. I do believe, unless she wins.
So you're predicting that Monet is getting blocked next week.
Unless she wins. If she wins, then yeah, she can't. But
okay, so we'll write that down so that we can see if your predictions.
Watch. Jinx will win. Jinx will win because it's going to be an acting challenge, and she'll block Monet because she's the only one to not have. Boom! That's what's going to happen.
Okay, write it down because I'll forget this, and let's see how right on you are.
We'll see. And so, of course,
you're so ridiculous.
I love Jinx. She's like, I kind of deserve it. Like, I love it. I love it. And then I am keeping our tally for all of the viewers of where we are at in the show. So right now we've got Monet, Shay, Jinx, Trinity, and Jada with 1 win. So when we're thinking about there's going to be a top 4, let's see what happens, because one of these people, if they get another one next week, they're already clearly, going towards the winner's circle. So that's good. And then Trinity, Shay, and Jinx have been the ones to be blocked. Oh, we have another prediction. I love predictions. Let's see. Jada is getting blocked next week. Could be.
Okay. We got to keep track of these so we can see who's right.
I'm gonna write them down, and I'm gonna say if any of you were right, then I will let you know that you were right. That's your prize. You'll get a shout out. Woo! That is your prize. It's our first season, low budget. That's your prize. You get to know that.
I'm wearing a paper bag for a costume.
For our design challenge. Yes, your fabric is on the way. Your daughter has already noted that they are Amazon priming it, and you will get it tomorrow.
Oh yeah, no, you're so cute. It's not gonna happen.
All right, well, that wraps up our review of this 3rd episode, but I do want to share just one real quick thing that happened that has nothing to do with the episodes, but it does have to do with drag queen royalty and being kind to other humans. So I think it's important to share. So on YouTube, there is an interview with Ms. Jinx Monsoon. And they're talking about like her noticeable weight gain and how does it feel when people talk about it, and how she gets upset about it. Cause it's like, I'm a singer, I'm an actress. Like, I'm not a model. It's not. And people rebuttal her and say, well, that's what you signed up for. Meaning because you're a celebrity of sorts, you have to take that. And I just absolutely loved her response in saying, I didn't choose to have trolls on the internet comment on my body weight. So my body is not for you to comment on. Period. And I just thought, you know what? it just needed to be said. And I loved her response because she could have just said like, oh, you know, it bothers me, but I let it just roll off. You know, she could have just let it go. Her response to me sets a precedent for people to shut up and not talk about people's body. Like that's an okay comment to make. And I thought it was important. And I feel like every celebrity probably relates. And so I wanted to share it because period, people need to recognize that.
I just think that it's so unfair to think that you have any type of right over anyone, you know, in any way, shape, or form, and saying you chose to be in the limelight, so you choose to have people criticize you and tear you apart. Like,
I
says
chose to be an
who?
artist. I chose
You're
to be an
such a
artist. I didn't
like
choose to be
just
treated like
nasty
crap.
people. Like, what do you mean? Like, no, nothing gives anyone the right to mistreat or to bully or to judge, you know. And it's so sad that people actually believe that lie, that they're entitled just because this person's profession or hobby or, you know, is in the public eye. And I think she was very graceful about it. And I don't think, you know, it's so hard, you know, and they don't read those things, you know, and all these, you know, artists are always commenting on that. No, we try not to read it, but these are human beings.
Yeah.
And people are so hurtful. And it's just awful. So I'm glad she said the way she said. I hope that, you know, someone can learn from that to just not be an ass.
I completely agree. And so this wraps up our episode 3, People Like Us Special Edition RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 7 review. And I hope that you will be joining us tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, same channel, same time, where we do our regular weekly show. We've got a lot to talk about, and I hope you'll be there with us. Thank you so much for everyone who joined live. This was super fun. I love when people get on and interact and share their opinions too. So share your predictions on the YouTube video so we can see who's right, because that's important, and you will get a shout out if I was wrong.
Again, what you've always wanted.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much. Good night.